Marcos Fellow Channel, Philomania. Today we are going to talk about the philosopher who had quoted this line.
Life is nothing without friendship. Choose who to love, and this one. Any man can make mistakes, but only an idiot persists in his error. Any idea about the person?
Yeah, okay. Today we're going to talk about an ancient Roman philosopher,
Marcus Tullius Cicero.
He was a prominent Roman statesman and consul. He was a preeminent lawyer, orator, and a master of Latin prose. He was also a significant moral and political philosopher. He had left a substantial written legacy.
Within that legacy, he gives attention to the natural, thus universal basis of justice and right. It might fairly be said that his treatment of the foundation of right is his most important contribution to the moral and political thought.
He considered Plato as first among all, and Aristotle second. He studied law in Rome, philosophy in Athens, and other Greek centers of learning. His two works on the government are his Republic and On the Laws, which are written obviously with reference to Plato's work. It might be a close imitation to Plato and Aristotle's work. The most important thing of all is that Cicero had a sense of the world, whereas Plato and Aristotle were never able to go beyond the conception of the city-state as the ultimate in a political organization.
Both Plato and Aristotle have no place for mankind in their political theories.
Cicero had a more universal outlook. He believed that an imperial unity could only be attained through liberty and self-government. He believed that the whole universe is of one commonwealth and that there is one law valid for all nations and at all times. Whereas the general Greek view, as typically expressed by Aristotle, held that some people were superior than others. Cicero said that there is no human being of any race who, if he finds God, could not attain any virtue.
Plato and Aristotle were more on philosophy. Cicero puts his most attention to law. For Cicero, state is a community of law, or other term, Iuris Societas. The body Cicero's of political philosophy is composed of three main related elements. First is natural law,
Natural equality, and an ideal state. The natural law is unchangeable and it is to be found in all people and in all nations. The universality of this law constitutes the foundation of the world city. Since law of nature is supreme, none can violate it. It is a sin to try to alter this law. You cannot repeal any part of it, and it is impossible to abolish it entirely. But of course, we are not free by its obligations to the Senate or to the people. There will be one master and one ruler, and that is God. Over us all, God is the author of the law. By reason of this very fact, those who will disobedient will suffer the worst penalties. Even if he escapes, it is still considered a punishment.
Natural equality is Cicero's another aspect of his political philosophy. Men are born for justice, and that right is not based upon men's opinion, but upon nature. There is no difference between man and man in the eye of the natural law. All men are equal. So far as the learning of human beings became wide, as also holding their property, therefore, there is a difference between them.
The rule of this law is very important to Cicero. He says that although we cannot agree to equalize men's wealth and equality of innate ability is impossible, the legal rights, at least of those who are citizens of the same commonwealth, ought to be equal. Another is that Cicero points out towards Christianity the consciousness of love as a mighty social band, and by contrast to Plato and Aristotle, Cicero sees the foundation of law as our natural inclination to love our fellow men.
To sum up everything, Cicero has viewed equality in moral perspective. All men are created by God, and they are born for justice. If you discriminate other people, it is not only unjust, but also immoral. It is the duty of every political society to ensure a certain amount of dignity to every individual.
Now, for Cicero's falling republican state, Rome, at that time were unable to solve their growing social and economic problems, and he says that all the proposed type of government, monarchy, aristocracy, and democracy, there is a germ of corruption and instability that can lead to the fall of the government. And an only mixed form of government is the proper guarantee of stability and corruption-free society. Cicero said that this kind of government and equalized system is a combination that is already very common to their nation. There is nothing like it to be found in any other state.
For in this state, where there is one official who holds office, probably the king, and there is also senate and even people possess some power.
So again,
Marcus Tullius Cicero.
That's all for now, watchers.
You've learned so much about Cicero today.
How about next time? For more videos like this, click and subscribe.
Bye!